So, good morning to one and all. Today we have discussed the long term or long time deflection. In the first part, we have discussed the effect of the cable profile as well as the effect of the pre-stressing force on the short term deflection. Short term deflection means we have considered the deflection just after application of pre-stressing force and the live load or superimposed load. Long time deflection means we have considered the effect of the creep, effect of shrinkage and effect of the trace in steel, that is called as the relaxation in the trace. Now, short time deflection is also called as the instantaneous deflection, which is due to transverse load and pre-stressing force. The deformation of pre-stress member changes with time due to creep, shrinkage of concrete and relaxation of the trace in steel. The pre-stressed concrete member develop deformation under the influence of two usually opposite effects due to the pre-stress and transverse load. As in the last lecture we have discussed, the direction of the deflection due to pre-stressing force is upward, while the direction of the deflection due to the imposed load, external load or self-weight is downward. That's why it is considered positive, and deflection due to pre-stressing force we have considered negative. Short time deflection is also called as the instantaneous deflection, which is due to the transverse load and the pre-stressing force. As we have already discussed, the deformation of the pre-stress member changes with time due to creep and shrinkage, and that's why T.Y. Lin suggests the formula to find out the long time deflection or long term deflection. Alpha L is related with the long term deflection is equal to alpha IT. Alpha IT is related with the deflection due to dead load and live load, that is the total load, minus alpha IP, that is related with the deflection due to, we can say that the initial pre-stressing force, into PT divided by PI. PT is the total pre-stressing force after considering loss, and PI is related with the initial pre-stressing force, into 1 plus phi. Phi is the creep coefficient. This is the formula suggested by the T.Y. Lin to find out the long time deflection. Now this is the formula where alpha IT, as we have already discussed, is equal to 5WL to the power 4 divided by 384 EI. Here W is equal to dead load plus live load, total load, and alpha IP, initial deflection due to pre-stressing, that is the initial pre-stressing force, into E L square divided by 8 EI if the cable is straight, eccentric tendon and the straight, minus 5 PI, that is the initial pre-stressing force, into E L square divided by 48 EI if the cable profile is parabolic or triangular. Second formula is suggested by the Neveley as per the ACI report, in which alpha L, that is the long time deflection, is equal to alpha IT. Again, this deflection is related with the dead load plus live load, that is the total load, plus into 1 plus phi, minus alpha IP, that is the deflection due to the initial pre-stressing force, in bracket 1 minus LP divided by PI. LP is the percentage loss in the pre-stress due to relaxation in trace in steel, due to creep and due to shrinkage of concrete, and PI is the initial pre-stressing force, plus 1 minus, actually this is 1 minus, not plus, 1 minus LP divided by 2 times of PI, LP divided by 2 times of PI multiplied by 5. Now the permissible upward deflection according to the IS 1343, if we find out if we can check the permissible deflection, it is span divided by 300, that is short term, and permissible upward deflection according to IS 1343, span divided by 250 long term. That means if you consider the long term deflection, span, it should not exceed the span divided by 250, and for the short term it should not exceed the span divided by 300, that is the initial deflection. Now long term modulus of velocity if we want to find out, then EL is equal to E divided by 1 plus phi. Phi is the creep coefficient. So long term deflection is equal to, this is the third formula, EL multiplied by alpha D plus alpha L minus neta, that is the, we have considered the efficiency after removing the loss, into alpha Pi. This is the third formula which is used to find out the long time deflection or long term deflection. Now we have taken one problem. A prestressed concrete beam of rectangular section 100 mm by 300 mm is prestressed by parabolic cable carrying an initial force of 240 kN. The cable has an eccentricity of 50 mm at the center of span and is concentric at the support. That means the eccentricity is 0 at the support and maximum at the center. If the span of the beam is 10 meter and the live load is 2 kN per meter, estimate the short time deflection at the center of span. Take EC is equal to 38 HGPA, phi is equal to 2, loss of prestress is 18% of initial prestressing after 6 months. Estimate the long time deflection at the center of the span. Now Pi is given, that is the initial prestressing force, 240 kN. Dead load is equal to, cross section is known, that is the 100 mm multiplied by 300 mm into 24. Then live load is already given, 2 kN per meter, loss is 18%. So neta is equal to, we can say that 1 minus 100 minus 18. So it is 0.72. Sorry, 82. EC is equal to 38 GPa and phi is equal to 2. That is the creep coefficient. Eccentricity is 50 mm and I is equal to BD cube by 12. So we get 2.25 10 raised to the power 8. This is the section property. Now short time deflection. Deflection due to self weight and the live load. Alpha Ti is equal to 5 times WD plus WL, that is the total load, into L to the power 4 divided by 384 EI. So we get plus 41.50 mm. This is the deflection due to the total load, which is downward. That's why positive. Deflection due to the initial prestressing force, that is the alpha Pi is equal to minus, due to prestressing it work in the upward direction. 5 Pi, that is the initial force, into eccentricity multiplied by L square divided by 48 EI. So we get alpha P is equal to minus 14.70. That is the upward direction. So deflection of beam when it supports its own weight, we can say that the alpha Ti minus alpha Pi, that is equal to 41.50 due to the total load and 14.70 due to prestressing force. So we get 26.8 mm is the deflection. Now this is the long time deflection calculated using the Ty-Lin. Alpha L is equal to alpha Ti minus alpha Ip into Pt divided by Pi in bracket 1 plus pi. So this is known, 41.50 is the total deflection due to the dead load and live load, minus alpha Ip is related with the prestressing force, multiplied by this ratio, that is the Pt is the total prestressing force after considering the losses, and this is the, that is the final prestressing, and this is the initial prestressing, and loss is given, that's why this is 0.8. 20% loss is there. The 1 plus phi is given 2. Therefore, we get the long time deflection is equal to 89.22 mm, which is less than span divided by 250. Second, we can using the second formula, that is the AM Navili ACI report. Alpha L is equal to alpha IT into 1 plus pi minus alpha IP into in bracket 1 minus LP divided by Pi plus 1 minus LP divided by 2 Pi multiplied by phi. So using this formula, we are getting alpha L, that is the long time deflection, is equal to 86.28. 89.22 using the first formula, and second using the Navili formula, we get the 86.28 mm, that is the long time deflection. Now again we have taken one more example. A prestressed concrete beam having a cross sectional area 5 into 10 raised to 4 mm square is simply supported over a span of 10 meter. It supports a UDL of 3 kN per meter. The tendon is parabolic with an eccentricity of 100 mm at the center of span. Area of the tendon AP is equal to AP, or we can say that sometimes it is written as AS, 350 mm square, having an effective stress of 1290 kN per mm square. That means the stress we can apply to the tendon or cable is 1290 immediately after transfer. Using following data, calculate the short time deflection and the long time deflection. If I is given 4.5 10 raised to the power 8 mm to the power 4, EC, that is the modulus of elasticity of concrete, 34 kN per square meter. ES is equal to modulus of elasticity of steel, that is 200 kN per square meter. Gamma C, that is the density of the concrete, 23.6 kN per cubic meter. Phi is the creep coefficient 2. Relaxation of stress in steel 10%. Epsilon CS, that is the strain in concrete. It is 450 into 10 raised to the power minus 6. It is unitless. Initial pre-stressing force P0 is equal to 350 is the area. 350 is the area multiplied by 1290, that is 451.5 kN. So self weight of the beam is equal to 23.60 is the area. Dead load 23.6 kN per cubic meter into 5 into 10 raised to the 4, that is the area. We get the 1.18 kN per meter is the self weight. Now the short time deflection, use the same formula, 5 WD plus WL into L to the power 4 divided by 384 EI, we get 35.57, and the deflection due to the initial pre-stressing force minus 5 PI, that is the initial pre-stressing force, E into L square divided by 48 EI, we get minus 30.74. So the short term deflection of the beam is equal to, we get the 4.8, that is the net deflection after the pre-stressing, just after pre-stressing or short term deflection. Now for the long term deflection, we have used the two formula. One is the as per T-Lin, this is the formula. We can, in this case, first of all we can find out the FC. What is the FC? FC is related with the stress in concrete at the level of steel, at the level of tendon. So we can take the moment due to the eccentricity, pre-stressing force into eccentricity, Pi into E2, or we can say that E divided by I plus Pi divided by A. Pi is the initial pre-stressing force divided by area of cross section of the concrete. So FC is equal to, we can say that 19 Newton per mm square. This is the stress in concrete at the level of steel. Then M is the modular ratio, that is ES divided by EC. Now ES is 200 GPa and EC is equal to 34 GPa. So we get 5.88 modular ratio. Then loss of stress due to the relaxation in steel, that is 10%. It is already given. FP is equal to 1290. Therefore 10% of FP, it is 129 MPa. Loss of stress due to shrinkage, that is equal to strain in concrete multiplied by modulus of elasticity of steel. So 450 into 10 raised to the minus 6 multiplied by 2 into 10 raised to the power 5. This is the loss of stress due to shrinkage in steel. That's why we have considered the modulus of elasticity of steel. So 90 MPa. Loss of stress due to creep. Due to creep, phi is the creep coefficient, M is the modular ratio, and Fc is the stress in concrete at the level of steel. So it is 224.10. So total loss is equal to this plus this plus this. It is 443.14 MPa. This is the loss. Now loss of pre-stressing force is equal to 443.14 multiplied by 350 is the area. We get the total 155.099 kilonewton. This is the loss. Final pre-stressing force is equal to total pre-stressing force minus this loss, that gives the final pre-stressing force, that is 296.401 kilonewton. Now in this case we have find out the average pre-stressing force. Initial pre-stressing force is known to you, that is 451.50, and the total pre-stressing force after loss 296.401 divided by 2 That's why we get the average processing force. It is 373.95. Now the long time deflection is calculated as per the TY lean. We use the same formula. We get 30.16 mm, and using the second formula as per the AM name. So again formula is same. Everything is known to us. We get the alpha L is equal to 24.94. This is the long time deflection. Thank you very much.